Fenrir, the wolf who devoured the sun in Ragnarok. There are ancient legends echoing from the frozen lands of the north where gods are not immortal, and destiny has already decreed their end in the final battle known as Ragnarok. And among all omens of doom, one name strikes fear even in the hearts of gods: Fenrir, the giant wolf born to devour the sun, herald of the world's destruction. Fenrir was no ordinary beast. He was the son of Lakitha Tricksterand, the giantess Angrboda. From the moment of his birth, his body grew unnaturally large. His eyes burned like infernal fire, and his fangs gleamed like blades forged by chaos itself. The gods of Asgard shuddered at the sight of him, for they knew fate had woven a monster destined to unmake the world. Yet, despite the shadow of prophecy, Fenrir began as nothing more than a wolf cub. He grew up in Asgard, watched closely, feared by all. Odin, the Allfather, had heard the prophecy. One day Fenrir would rip him apart and swallow the sun. Thus, the gods raised him under the guise of care, but their true intent was always to bind him. Fenrir's power grew faster than any chain could contain. The gods forged massive shackles of iron to restrain him, but with a single jerk, Fenrir shattered them, shaking the earth to its core. They tried again, with chains 10 times thicker, forged in fire and ice. Fenrir only laughed, pulled one sand, the chains broke like dust in the wind. At last, Odin turned to the dwarves, the master smiths, hidden in the dark of Svet. There, they crafted a strange tether called glut. It looked as delicate as silk, yet it was spun from things that should not exist. The sound of a cat's footfall, the beard of a woman, the breath of a fish, the sinew of a bear, the sound of stone, and the shadow of night. A ribbon softer than air, yet stronger than destiny. The gods returned with Gleipnir, urging Fenrir to test his might against it. The wolf's eyes narrowed. A ribbon so thin, and yet you claim I cannot break it. This reeks of trickery. Suspicion burned in his gaze. He demanded a pledge of honor if he allowed himself to be bound. One god must place their hand in his mouth as a sign of good faith. Silence fell. No one dared, except Tyr, the god of war, brave and unyielding. He stepped forward, placing his right hand between Fenrir's jaws. With a growl, Fenrir allowed the gods to wrap Gleipnir around him. The wolf twisted, strained, roared with fury, yet the ribbon did not yield. It tightened, sinking into his flesh like unbreakable fate. In that instant, Fenrir realized the deception. In a rage, he snapped his jaws shut. Tyr's hand was gone forever. From then on, Fenrir was cast away, chained on a distant isle, Gleipnir cutting deep into his body. He howled night after night, his cries echoing through Asgard, shaking the heavens. But no chain can bind fate. Prophecy had already spoken. On the day of Ragnarok, Gleipnir would break, and Fenrir would rise. That day came. The sky tore apart. The earth trembled. Giants marched from the north, flames from Muspelheim consumed the world, and from the darkness Fenrir burst free, his body towering to the heavens. Each step shook the ground, each breath spewed fire. His blazing eyes locked upon Odin, his fated enemy. The inevitable clash began. Odin, astride his eight-legged steed Sleipnir, charged into battle. Yet wisdom and might could not defy destiny. Fenrir opened his colossal jaws, swallowing Odin whole in a single bite-like darkness devouring light. The sun vanished into Fenrir's maw. The world fell into shadow. Chaos reigned, and Ragnarok surged to its climax. But the prophecy did not speak of vengeance. Out of despair rose Vr, Odin's silent son, steadfast as stone. With his mighty boot, he pressed down Fenrir's jaw, one hand gripping the other, thrusting his sword deep into the beast's throat. Black blood sprayed the heavens. Fenrir roared, the sound tearing the sky apart. At last, the great wolf collapsed, slain by the son of the fallen of. Yet Fenrir's death did not bring back the sun. Darkness lingered, for the light had already been devoured. Ragnarok raged on, sweeping gods and mortals alike into the abyss, until the dawn of a new world. Fenrir, the great wolf, remained not just a monster of chaos, but a symbol of fate's inescapable grip. He was the echo of an ending, the reminder that even gods cannot escape destiny. In the final roar of Fenrir lies the dirge of a world consumed by Shadowland, the whisper of a new age waiting to be born.